Sprung it on you. What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome to the CovrPrice Top 10, the weekly Top 10, ending the week November 18th, which is insane. November's going by so fast. While y'all are congregating, I know we're a little bit late, so what's a quick one?
Let's put a long one on.
A long,
TikTok.
Oh Lord, not a long one.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Boom. There you go. We are officially live, guys. Welcome into the show. Marty, say what's good.
Hey, welcome, YouTubeites, and thank you for joining us on a Tuesday night. And I know you have many options out there and other things you could be doing. But if you're joining us live, we really, really appreciate it. If you're catching us on the rewind, we also appreciate that as well. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and please comment every once in a while if you can. It always helps with the algorithm, as they say. But nevertheless, it's going to be it's an interesting list again tonight. So, and if you haven't seen it, okay. Here we go again.
I have not looked. Okay. Full disclosure, I have no clue what's going to be on it. I have some ideas from last week, but Gabe, say what's up to everyone.
What's up, everybody? I'm glad to see everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us tonight. It's a fun list. It's an interesting list because there's some stuff on here that I go, oh, that's interesting. This is on here. This should have been on here like 2-3 weeks ago. And maybe the community and the aftermarket is starting to catch up. So we're going to talk about that through the show too. So it's going to be fun. Having a good time. Shout out to everybody. I got my Wolverine shirt on. People were asking about what shirt I got on today.
Nice one. I love that one right there.
I had my Punisher hoodie on, but it started getting hot in here underneath all these lights and stuff. Even though
you guys are both Marty, what's yours?
Superman, of course. Jim Lee.
I love that Jim Lee Superman because he has that fist where he's like, he's got like
let me do that real quick.
No, but he's looking at it. He's like, I got a fistful. He's looking like he's excited that he's got like a handful of change. He's like, yeah, I got some change right here. I like that.
Some change. I like that.
Dude, your biceps like the size of my head, Marty. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just dive right in. Let's just jump right in. Shout out to our wrench, Rudy, who's in the chat. Rudy, thank you for being here. We appreciate you keeping everybody in line. But yeah, this is the CovrPrice Weekly Top 10. Every week we have, I forgot my other part. Before we get started, this list is based on the most units moved and sold on the aftermarket and the percentage growth. So keep that in mind. We have a runner-up. What do we have, Marty?
Yes, I have been nominated to do the runner-up today. So number 11 runner-up brings you Absolute Batman #1. This is the blank version right here. Published by DC in October of 2024. Absolute Batman continues to trend on our top 10 lists and the runners-up. This book was the launch of the Absolute Universe, a dimension created through Darkseid's death. It also is a reintroduction to several Batman characters with an entire redesign for this new universe. This new universe is not only a key, but has received positive reviews for the next direction of the DC comic verse. We tracked 9 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 151% with a high sale of $17 for a near mint plus copy and a current near mint raw price of $10. There it is.
Cool to see a blank on like almost making the list anyways. There's so much potential for remarks and this is
you know what this is, Laura. This is that person or quite a lot of people that could not get the original covers. Sold out on those, sold out on the variants, sold out on the second print, and so now they're going to blank sketches now. Come on,
Yeah,
really?
but they're fun. Like, these are cool. You can take them to the cons. I'm a fan of blanks.
Well,
I
don't not like blanks. I take blanks to cons all the time to get some original artwork.
List, you mean?
Right. But come on the list, I guess. But hey, if that's what the market's doing, that's what the market's doing. People are snatching it up.
Get that blank cover, get that Batman blank cover, and put a Dr. Doom sketch on it. Be cool.
Yeah.
A horrible idea.
I would put Moon Knight on that one. How about that one, Gabe?
Yeah, or Daredevil. He's basically Batman.
Yeah, basically Daredevil. Yeah.
The runner-up, Absolute Batman #1, a blank cover, which as long as I've been on the show, I don't think I've ever seen a blank make the list. So top sale for a raw, $17, 7-day trend, 151%. All right, Gabe, you're up. What do we have to officially kick off the list?
All right. I know Marty loves this stuff, and I know Laura does too, and a lot of people. These are cool covers. This is Mark Spears, Monsters #1, cover A, Looking Down on You. From Keen Spot Entertainment. That came out in September of this year. So, based on the trading card game of the same name, this series has been receiving a ton of attention. It landed at the perfect time, right before the spooky month of October, and features numerous characters that lean into the spooky holiday. The nostalgia factor is also a plus, but this book emphasizes give the fans what they want. We've seen a massive shift in collector sentiment towards the horror monster genre, and this book absolutely fits the bill. We tracked 11 copies sold, 7-day growth of 53%, high sell, $150 for CGC 9.8, and current near mint raw is $41.
This is so cool. It's so neat to see somebody just like exploding on the aftermarket. Mark Spears has earned it. These books are original. The coloring's on point. It pulls at nostalgia, but it's still new and it's fresh. I have nothing but love for him.
This is still the NWA cover to me. I see it as NWA.
Yeah, me too, actually. I thought it was. That's not the point here.
It is. And there's been quite a few homages done with this, especially, you see that on The Boys and many other different homage
Department of Truth
covers.
just did one.
Yeah. I just love the kind of different color palette he's using for this. It's the more kind of like candy neon colors. It's a different.
I'm really liking how the Bride of Frankenstein is looking down on me right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit of
need to have her back.
That's what I would love to see, like her looking down, like the version looking down in the comic book, and
aside from issue 1, she hasn't been back. He's kind of keeping her, I think, on the back burner for now. I think it's gonna be a very strategic reveal when he eventually brings her back.
Oh, I tell you what, I hope there's a huge release on that one, because there's going to be so many people trying to pick whatever comes up, especially with another one with her on the cover.
Yeah, I don't think this was just like that Halloween frenzy. I think that these type of books are going to become those classics that are just kept in people's collections, and it's going to keep going.
Oh yeah,
for the foreseeable future.
If it was just a Halloween thing, it wouldn't be on here in the middle of November.
Right. Yeah. Like some of them I think hit for that reason, but this is just, it has so much fire behind it. So well done, Mark Spears. At number 10, Mark Spears, Monsters #1, the cover A, Looking Down on You, with a top sale for CGC 9.8, coming in at $150 and a 7-day trend of 53%. Marty, you're up.
Thanks, Laura.
Sorry, that was really aggressive. Marty.
It's okay. Number 9 brings you Absolute Wonder Woman #1. Thank you, Laura.
Marty, what do we have next?
Yes. Number 9 is Absolute Wonder Woman #1 by Hayden Sherman. This is the regular cover, published by DC in October of 2024. Absolute Wonder Woman is refreshing, delivering a new outing for Diana that has fans excited for what's to come. While Wonder Woman is extremely popular, she hasn't had many opportunities to radically depart from the status quo. She's been shoehorned into other decades. Oh, that was close. This is a big change for the character, and the initial release was well received. It hasn't hit the peak of Batman yet, as many titles would fall short of, but fan excitement for this series has been through the roof. We tracked 27 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 59%, with a high sale of $20 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $12. Okay.
Let's go. Have
Not
you guys
bad.
read this? It's really,
I have.
really good.
I have read this, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I'm just gonna keep it at that, you know.
I will say that Absolute Superman's been getting more love. Absolute Batman, I mean, that was a no-brainer, but I think this one has so much potential. I'm excited to keep reading this one over the other two.
I believe all of them do have potential. I mean, Absolute Batman was good. Absolute Wonder Woman, I enjoyed that. Even Absolute Superman, I had that was great with that as well. So I love the Absolute universe. To be honest with you, I like to see where it goes. I just wish the writing would get just a little bit better. You know, because with Absolute Batman, I felt they kind of rushed a lot of things on there.
Yeah.
And for for an episode number 1. So, but I hope they slow down on the writing a little bit. Take their time with it. That way, the storyline is good. You know what I mean? And this is it has so much potential already. Seeing out what it's going with and how much it's selling out. Every cover, every variant, even a blank cover of Absolute Batman. I mean, so, but anyways, I know I'm on Batman, but Absolute Wonder Woman, yeah, I enjoyed it.
I want Absolute Zatanna.
Well, let me ask you guys this then. Just because with me on this, when's the last time you guys read a Wonder Woman comic book or was excited about Wonder Woman comics? For me, it was like maybe New 52. It was the last time I really got it. I mean, Tom King's on Wonder Woman now, and I wanted to read that, but I kind of just never got to it.
Yeah.
But this pulled me in. Like I was like, let me start a whole new universe. It's Kelly Thompson. You know, let me see what they do with kind of, you know, what kind of changes are they going to make? How are they going to make it better? How are they going to make it, you know, different? That's what pulled me in. And it's a ground floor, you know, ground zero kind of situation where anything can happen. I don't have to worry about, you know, did I miss 20,000 years worth of comic books, right?
Well, that's the problem. It's so intimidating to jump into one of these and like not have all the I get it.
And that's what's awesome about all this, all this alternate universe stuff. Absolute, the new Ultimate stuff. I think they're doing their job right in terms of getting new people back into comics or old people, lapsed people back into comics too. So, and this is a fun book. I loved it all the way through. It ended kind of abruptly for me. I was like, darn it. Like it was just getting escalated and just getting good. But again, it's going to make me want to read number 2 even more. Cause I want to see what happens with Wonder Woman against that giant monster at the end.
Yeah. True. Very
Number
true.
9.
Well said.
Absolute Wonder Woman, Hayden Sherman regular with a raw at $20, 7-day trend to 59%. What do we have next?
Oh, my turn. I didn't hear my name.
Dave,
nobody yelled my name, so I didn't get it.
I know, right?
Sorry. I'm gonna feel so bad about that the rest of the night. I didn't mean
I'm gonna snap to attention next time.
Absolutely.
You're up.
All right. Number 8, Star Wars: The Force Awakens adaptation number 1. This came out from Marvel in June of 2016. Disney recently revealed that there are tentative plans for Star Wars. Good luck, everybody. Those plans heavily feature Rey and, to a degree, hinge on the character to continue the Skywalker saga. Fans heard the news and visited the aftermarket in a hurry to secure this book, featuring not only the first appearance of Rey, but a slew of other important characters from the sequel trilogies. Keep in mind that nothing is set in stone yet, and Disney is infamous for pivoting without letting the rest of the world know. So keep an eye on this one. We've tracked 34 copies sold, 7-day growth of 10%, high sell $160 for a CGC 9.8, and current near mint raw is $20. So $20 is a good price if you want to kind of get that first appearance of Rey.
Yeah.
That seems low. I like Rey.
$20 is a good price for 10-year-old book. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm happy to see a Star Wars book on the list because it's been a minute since we saw something. So I love that we're getting attention for Star Wars. Now, I could rant on about what I think about the three sequels and what they're planning on, there's talks of what they're going to do with the next trilogy, but I'm not going to do that. This is the wrong format for that. Nevertheless, I'm going to leave it at that and just say I'm glad that there's a Star Wars book on here, and it looks like people wanting to get the first appearance of Rey. Okay. All right. There we go.
Damn, listen to this. This is a stick with me forever. Star Wars worst critics are Star Wars biggest fans.
That's
very much true.
Though.
Yeah, that's because that's just like you are your own worst critic as well. Because you're the hardest on yourself most of the time, and so when you really enjoy something, like I have such a love for Star Wars. I mean, if you look in my Star Wars room around here, you'll see all Star Wars statues, Star Wars comic books, Star Wars books, you name it. So I have such a big love for Star Wars.
Star Wars dogs.
Star Wars dogs, yeah. Yeah, so when I see something like I beloved that I'm so passionate about, that's so nostalgic for me, and that I put so much time, energy, money, and passion into this hobby of collecting Star Wars, I want them to do it justice, and the problem is,
right?
Yeah, and they're not listening to the fans. That's the thing. They're not listening to the fans. And I'll just leave it at that.
Well said, Marty. I agree. Good job.
I agree too. I think that was really well put. Very eloquent. Number 8, Star Wars The Force Awakens #1, a top sale for a CGC 9.8, coming in at $160 in a 7-day trend of 10%. There are 75 of you hanging out with us right now. If you haven't already, please give the show a thumbs up. You guys tuning in with us every week lets us know that we're doing a good job, that you enjoy the conversation. You don't have to agree with it, but enjoy it and take something from it. So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, everybody in the chat's awesome. I'm glad to see everybody kind of, be a part of our conversation, which is important too. So,
and speaking of that, the chat is really interactive, and I love. I was shout out to a guy named Mike Washburn. He hit me up. He was in the chat. He was talking about He reached out to me, and we started talking about comic books, talking about how long we've been collecting and things like that. And I tell you what, man, some of the greatest friendships have come out of this community. I've gotten to know so many great people. Like, oh my God, I mean, the list goes on. The New York Warriors, Marky, Biggies. I can go on. Anyways, I'm getting too long-winded, Laura. Shut me up. Let's move on.
All right, Marty, you're up. What do we got next?
Oh, I'm going to talk anyways now. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, number 7 brings you Absolute Superman #1. This is the Jim Lee black and white 1:100 ratio, published by DC in November 2024. Jim Lee is in the Comic Book Hall of Fame. Full stop. His work on Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman has seen renewed attention lately thanks to the work like this. His style is iconic and brings new and old fans out of the woodwork to get a piece of his art. He also did the 1:100 variant for Batman and Wonder Woman, all of which have seen their time in the sun. Since Superman is the most recent release, he's received most of the current fanfare. We tracked 27 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 9%, with a high sale of $280 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $150. Okay, I could see that for a 1:100.
So if you guys are not watching the runners up, which comes on directly after this over at Nerdvana, we talked about this book last week, and we actually predicted that it would make the top 10 this week. Something about watching the runners up list is really insightful because it kind of gives you an idea of what you could possibly see on this list. So tune into that if you haven't already, but I'm not surprised here. This is awesome.
Well, you also get to see stuff that's on the list that's kind of sliding down a little bit too.
That's true. That's not as trendy,
Yeah, like
I was watching that last week. I was watching you girls after the show, and you guys did a really great job on there.
Thank you.
But I love this.
Really knowledgeable.
I love this cover. This is super cool. I love Jim Lee. Not only is he in the Hall of Fame, he's on my personal Mount Rushmore of comic book creators.
Bro,
so
that's big for you, Gabe.
Absolutely. I just love this because it's Scott. You get to see Scott Williams inks, and his inks really, really bring out. Like he's been inking Jim Lee for like 40 years or something like that. So it's just really. I love to see the ink wash on here. Not the ink wash, but how like the brush work on here, all the details. Like this stuff is really cool if you're kind of like an art nerd about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is perfect. I'm thrilled to see this here. 100% deserves the spots. So at number 7, Absolute Superman. Number 1, Jim Lee, Black and White, 1 in 100. I think the chat and all of us are in agreement that the Black and White here hits. Top sale for a CGC 9.8 came in at $280 and a 7-day trend of 9%. All right, what do we have next?
All right, dude, I am pumped for this one. This is one of those ones I was talking about earlier. Number 6 is Aliens versus Avengers. Number 1. The Esat Ribic regular A cover. This came out August of 2024. Some may have missed when this series debuted, but they got a friendly reminder once issue 2 was released and continued to push the crossover boundary. This book pulls almost no punches. It's the alien species versus the Avengers. And in the era of crossover that we're experiencing recently, it is going quite well. This book also features the new Miles Morales alien symbiote suit, another claim to fame for this book. Fans have been eager to pick up the first issue, which got lost in the shuffle amongst numerous epic releases of late. We tracked 33 copies sold, 7-day growth of 41%, high sell $20 for a near mint copy, and current near mint raw is $15. So yeah, this is one of the books where I saw it on the list. I was like, whoa, we're gonna be talking about this. This came out like a couple of months ago. But like the note said, obviously it's like people got number 2. Number 2 came out, and it was like, oh man, where's number 1? I gotta find number 1, and headed out to eBay and the aftermarket to pick it up. So pretty cool.
I don't know how I feel about crossovers though. Do you guys like these?
Okay, so when I saw this, like my comic shop was like, are you interested in this? And I was like,
yeah,
Aliens versus Avengers? That's stupid. And then I was like, oh wait, it's like Ribic? All right, cool. I'm down. Wait, Jonathan Hickman? Yes, please put this on my pull list. Like, I was all in when Jonathan Hickman was involved with this. Okay. And I was right. Everybody's kicking all kinds of ass on this book. The art.
Have you read this one yet? Have you read this already?
And I read number 2. It is awesome stuff. These
I avoid crossovers. I always kind of find like they deter from the individual characters' stories, and I just kind of I don't know. They never make sense.
I think they're fun,
especially.
I think they're so fun,
especially movie stuff. I'm like, no, like I don't want like Planet of the Apes meets Punisher or whatever nonsense, But like even with this, I was like, this
Wolverine
is
and Predator.
I really want to see the Xenomorphs fight, Captain Marvel. How stupid. But then I was like, oh, this is actually like the coolest thing on the shelf. This is a parking lot read for me. I get it. I go in my car and I read it before I go home. I love this.
All right. Well,
it's something that's $8. It's pretty pricey, but I'll pay $8 for Jonathan Hickman and Isaac Ribic. That Avengers team that Avengers series they did together. Yep, I'm in for it on here too. Good stuff.
Right, there's been some wonky team ups and Marvel team ups. There have been some wonky team ups, and I think they're fun. There's some crazy ones out there, but I have to give it to him, man. I mean, Alien versus Avenger. I've read number 1. I really enjoyed it. Yep. I really enjoyed this. I think they're fun. They're enjoyable. They have nothing to do with canon. Let's just say, they're just a fun read. They're just out of a different. A one shot of a universe, I guess.
It takes place way in the future. Like Captain America is like even older than old. Captain Marvel's old. Miles Morales is like all grown up. Like I just want to see some more killing. I need to see some more chest burst. I want to see like Spider-Man get a chest burster out of his chest or something cool like that going on. Yeah, but Black Panther and all the Black Panther Wakanda stuff is super cool in here too. Like. Ooh. It's a good book. I mean, this is coming from me where I was really judgmental about it at first, and it pretty much shut me up because it's so good.
All right. Well, I am sold. Alien versus Avengers number 1, the Assad Ribic regular with a top sale for the raw coming in at $20, 7-day trend of 41%. We are halfway there, folks. What do we have, Marty?
Yes. Ooh, number 5. This is Absolute Batman number 1. This is the Nick Dragotta second print. published by DC in October of 2024.
Fart
Those
Cloud.
who missed, okay, those who missed that. What did he say?
The fart cloud. This is the fart cloud.
Oh yeah, the fart cloud. Yes, the fart cloud cover. Okay, thank you. Those who missed out on the first print for those title got a fantastic second option with this book. That new bat symbol caused a ton of discussion before the release. That is, until fans saw in an action, and it quickly quieted that discussion. Now, Nick Dragotta leaned into with the cover, displaying this version of Batman at his most lethal. At least that's what we've seen so far. We tracked 21 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 79%, with a high sale of $65 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of 16 bones. Yeah. And just like Gabe said, the fart cloud, you know.
Yep.
I like this cover. For a second printing cover, I do like this cover though.
I almost like this better than the original cover, artwork wise. It's very similar, like it's the same, almost like the same stance.
Not symmetric though.
Yeah, there's just something cool about this. I think it's maybe the axe. The axe is a cool thing about Absolute Batman right now.
Yeah, it's cool to see a second printing like this getting some attention too. I think people just kind of sleep on second printings, thinking that they're not going to be worth anything, but I don't know.
Man, I've said it many times, and you guys know, don't sleep on those second, third, fourth printings, man. They're here's another perfect example. So
they want me to lingo you, and I'm not going to do it.
I know. I see that. Everybody's so gunning for me, you know?
Yeah, unless it's really I don't know if I'm not going to pull the trigger.
I don't know if that's great support from the YouTubeites or
everybody
they just want to see me fumble.
It's pure love.
See that clip? That clip is hilarious. That's
hey man,
I was laying in bed and I came across that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta send this to the guys. I sent it to Tim and I was like, what do you think? He's like, we're using this. I'm like, permanently? He's like, permanently. Because it's so true when you're reading sometimes. Anyway, number 5, Absolute Batman number 1, the Nick Dragotta, second printing with a 9.8 coming in at $65 and a 7-day trend of 79%. All right, Gabe, we were just talking about this. Here we go.
Yeah, see, similar cover almost. Let's talk about this. Yeah. So number 4 is Absolute Batman number 1. This is the first print Nick Dragotta regular cover. It came out October. So far, the Absolute Batman universe has been leading the pack, capitalizing on that success with a solid outing for issue number 2. Naturally, as it didn't flame out immediately, fans are now backtracking to secure a copy of the introduction to this new version of Batman. We tracked 141 copies sold. Wow. 7-day growth of 18%. High sell, $95 for that CGC 9.8. And near mint raw is at $31 currently.
Dang. All right. The chat
141 copies of this sold. That is staggering. I don't know if that's a typo or what, but that's just a staggering number of people going to eBay, wherever in the aftermarket.
Word gets round. Word gets round, brother. You know, once this, you know, in the beginning when it hit, and then, you know, they're listening certain platforms and they're seeing the market value, they're seeing the trend on this. They have word of mouth, people talking about the story. Yeah. They wanted to check it out themselves. I mean, wow, you know, you're right. It's just, it's amazing.
And what you said, Marty, exactly. And that's, to me, that's the most important part, is people are talking about the story, right? It's the substance, it's the creative team, it's the actual, like, what, you know, my opinion, what comic books are really all about, which is the art and the story and the narrative and the world building and everything that happens, everything that's about comic books is happening here. Whole new world building, new characters, old characters being new. It's an exciting book. It's fun. Yeah. And then it's the number 2 effect. Not that number 2, but the number 2 issue effect. Number 2 came out. Oh, now, you know, I've been hearing so much about number 1. Number 2 came out. Now I got to backtrack and get number 1 and drop, like, you know, what is it, $31 for it? Like, it's there. And number 2, I'm interested to see what happens next week, because issue number 2s, it sounds like I'm talking about going to the bathroom. issue number 2s are always under ordered compared to number 1s. But I'm wondering, with the popularity of number 1 had, I don't know, did number 2s go up in orders? Did stores even have time to like amend their orders right away? But usually number 2s are ordered less. So there might be.
I still think it'll be less
for that one,
but maybe just like not what we're used to seeing numbers wise. But this one, man, like to see it selling like this, it's incredible. This is
It's the highest selling book of the year so far. I think they're saying 250,000 plus copies, which
that's crazy.
It's pretty, for this era, for this day and age.
Yeah,
that's a huge number for sure.
So get number 3 before it goes up the roof, right? So that would be my
number 3. Number 4s. I don't want to get into comic book history. We'll be here all night. But number 4s always seem to be a major hit as well. Number 4 has always been like a new character is introduced, a new character come back, some big event. Avengers 4, X-Men 4. Like 4s are always an important number in comics as well for some.
So read the tea leaves, right?
Yeah.
Number
Put
4,
it on your folders, guys. Like this series is awesome. Issue 2 was another parking lot read for me.
Look how excited Gabe is.
I have not read. I just got that bad boy in my pull list, and so no spoilers on that. I'm looking forward to reading number 2. You know what I mean? And speaking of my pull list, I got a rant about that, but darn it, this is not the platform. Anyways,
bring it.
No.
Bad about your pull list. What do you got?
Not my pull list.
For you, Marty. If it's not a 4 or if it's not a 4-star or a 5-star book, take it off your pull list. You're wasting money.
No, it's not that. It's the people that send me my books, and they have not been doing a good job lately. And I'm not gonna throw their names out there, but
in the green room afterwards, man, we'll figure something out. I got something.
Let's do this.
There are over 80 of you right now listening to us rant. So thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. This is number 4, Absolute Batman number 1, the Dragotta, regular 9.8 coming in at $95. What do we have for number 3? Marty.
That's you, Marty.
Yes, Marty. That's me. Number 3 is DC All in. Yeah, DC All in One Special number 1 by Daniel Sampier. Yeah, we'll go with that. This is the Sampier. Yeah. This is Sampier. Okay, regular cover, and this is the wraparound published by DC in October of 2024. When this book dropped, no one knew just how popular the Absolute Universe would be in such a short period, marking the first appearance of Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. This book surprisingly fell under the radar for the most part, as the fandom was looking past it at the titles to come. Now, there's a lot of backtracking going on as the Absolute Universe continues to grow and shows no sign of slowing down. We tracked 57 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 157%, with a high sale of $80 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $13. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
So this is another book where I go, this should have been on the list already. Like, this because again, this is the book where this is the first appearance of all the Absolute characters, and I'm surprised that it wasn't on the list before. But I think people are really shining on and going like, oh, now I got to get their first appearances. And this is also just like, not just the characters, but the world and this new universe is all spawned out of here with Darkseid and stuff like that.
It's a sleeper book. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking at other things.
Absolutely. They're seeing, of course, but now they're, and that's very common, because once you pick that, the hot selling, the trending book, the one that's, getting all the attention right now, then once that's established, people always look for additional the books like this that talk about the Absolute Universe or anything related to that, So keep your eye out. I mean, I think you're going to see more of these. You're going to see more spin-offs and possibly other titles of the Absolute Universe. Because
it needs to happen. I'm telling you now.
I mean, you see her in the back. I mean, they're doing they're doing the Trinity first. I can see them they're doing the Trinity, which is the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
No, Flash will be next, right?
I think Flash would be next.
Is Martian Manhunter, I believe. Martian Manhunter.
I'm gonna say Flash. Want to put
It's
it?
already
You
been
have, wait a
announced.
minute,
I'm already
now
correct.
you have the Flash, you have the Green Lantern, two major key characters right there too. But then you also see Zatanna, who's that? Firestorm in the back, I think.
Starfire in the back.
Starfire, yeah.
Yeah. I need a Green
Starfire,
Lantern. I need an absolute Green Lantern.
Martian
I want to see what they do
Manhunter.
with Green
Yep.
Lantern.
Okay. So it looks like that's going to be the character set for the at least the beginning part of the
Aquaman.
Absolute Universe.
Why would they go with Aquaman next? Anyways, all right, number 3, DC All-In Special number 1, a Daniel Stampierre regular wraparound CGC 9.8. I'm gonna say it like Lando. Saint-Pierre.
Saint-Pierre.
Yeah, it's all like lustrous.
That
7-day
was
trend,
awesome.
157%. What do we have for number 2, Gabe?
Number 2, my favorite number this episode for some reason. This is Venom number 39, the Carlos E. Gomez foreshadow cover. Came out November 2024. Venom has been everywhere lately, whether on the big screen, sorry about that, or in comics. He has all eyes on him, which coincidentally is the perfect time to debut a new suit. Cue this book, the first cover appearance of Venom's new suit. The aptly subtitled Foreshadow variant gives fans a sneak peek at the Venom suit to come when all new Venom debuts next month. So we tracked 40 copies sold, 7-day growth of 310%, high sell $18 for a near mint, and current near mint is, I believe that's cover price of $5.
What do you think, Gabe? Is this on your list?
I don't care.
I don't either. Yeah.
In the idea of here's the first appearance of a suit of Venom when he could just make whatever suit he wants anyways. Like it's not like a new suit. It's not like a new symbiote, or is it? I don't know. But I'm not interested. Venom is cool, but this push for Venom lately, I think has been over the top. I don't think they're doing anything interesting enough. Like with making his son Venom and him going to space and all that kind of shenanigan-y kind of stuff. And then this all new Venom. It might be the coolest thing in the world. And I might just, it might just shut me up, like it happens before, happens again. But this isn't the shenanigans of let's do a variant cover of a future foreshadowing suit. Just it's lost on me. It's lost on me as all.
Yeah, I think we're probably on the same page, right, Marty?
I think so. I really don't care too much for it. I mean, I love the art to it. It's a great cover. I like how he did the Todd McFarlane web design on that. You see that? Well, with he's holding the web.
Yeah, a little bit. I can see that a little bit.
He's sort of a Todd McFarlane. Yeah. I think it's a beautiful cover, but I mean, if it's your thing, if you enjoy Venom, if you're a big fan of the Venom, and then you want to collect it, you're a completist, or you're just looking for a beautiful cover, more power to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you love, guys. Number 2, Venom number 39. There are, I think, almost 100 of you here right now, so thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Carlos E. Gomez foreshadow variant with a top sale raw coming in at $18, 7-day trend of 310%. So that's the aftermarket saying, okay, pay attention.
Is this a pre-order or is this already been released?
No, I think it was already released.
I believe it's a pre-order.
Wait, November? I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with Venom, so I don't know if this came out now. I'm surprised. I'm not 39 issues is pretty.
Yes, it came out last week.
Last week.
Okay,
Thank you, Recon. Thank you, Lando.
Yeah.
Our chat's awesome. They answer questions and fact check me immediately. I love it.
Yeah, they were fast, right? Last but not least, for book number 1, and I want to just a shameless plug. We have a show over on Near Nirvana called Long Story Short. And a while back, the guys and I were talking about this book. This is like months and months ago. And here we are at number 1. So if you're not following Near Nirvana, you need to. Long Story Short's all about ghost books. They really pride themselves in finding stuff that people aren't paying attention to. What do we have for number 1?
Wow, look at this cover. Isn't it just Let me just read first. Yes. Number 1 brings you Forbidden Planet number 1, published by Innovation in May of 1992. This issue popped up last week, but news began to spread that Warner Brothers signed a deal to bring this IP to the big screen. with the beloved Brian K. Vaughan set to write the screenplay. That immediately set fans to the aftermarket in search of any connections, and they stumbled upon this book. Released as an adaptation of the 1956 film of the same name, Forbidden Planet was often been viewed as the building block for the modern sci-fi. It introduced numerous ideas and helped shape the genre that it has become. Fans were immediately pumped about the news and hit the aftermarket in force. We tracked 47 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 108%, with a high sale of $121 for a CGC 9.4 copy and a current near mint raw price of $10.
I mean, that's not a crazy price for a 9.8. When we were talking back in November of 2022, a 9.6 was going for roughly 80. So, I mean, I think that jump is reasonable. A $40 jump for a 9.8 for a book of this age. Yeah, I think
it's that FOMO jump for sure.
Yeah, this is so cool.
I love seeing Robbie the Robot. There's nothing cooler than Robbie the Robot.
Robbie the Robot. I know.
It's a damsel in distress. I wish she had a red dress on, but I think this book is just it hits.
It has that 1950s, artwork to it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a recreation of the movie poster for
which was like 1956.
Yeah.
1956. And I really, it's very nostalgic feel to that, so I really enjoy seeing artworks like this. It's a change from what we get nowadays, and it's almost sometimes easier on the eyes because a lot of books you see nowadays are so busy on the covers, but seeing something like this, it just kind of brings a certain piece to it, I guess.
I would even
I love the colors. They're using that second palette wheel on the color wheel for this.
What does this remind you of, Gabe? We were talking about this earlier in the show. What's this palette wheel?
So when you get colors, you got like your primary colors, right? That's like your main. That's your main color, your reds and blues and stuff like that. But there's a second palette that's where you get like your yellows and your bright oranges and your bright pinks and stuff like that. It's the same kind of palette wheel they used that John Higgins used when he colored Watchmen. I'm getting too deep in this. This is going to be an all day thing if you let me go. It's just a second layer of the coloring.
It's perfect. It's flawless. It reminds me of Monsters. Mark Spears is doing something very clever with his coloring. Sorry, Anthony just gave me a whole spoonful of elote. So, number 1, Forbidden Planet. Number 1, a top sale for I think is a very reasonable $121 for a 9.8 and a 7-day trend of 808%.
What is it? $10 for a raw? Go out there and get a raw for $10. This is just cool.
$10 for a raw, like of that. I would spend that all day, every day. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. All
right. Like I said, guys, right after this, we'll be over on Nerdvana for the Runners Up show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Before we go, round table, Gabe, we'll start with you.
Hey, I'm glad to see everybody here. Glad everybody stuck around. We were pushing 100 people here. That's awesome. Yeah. Really just shows that I'm glad that everybody is spreading the word. Everybody's coming to check us out, sticking around, enjoying our conversations and our opinions and everything else like that. And helping to make this channel like super successful and fun, and keeping TiVo's memory alive here.
That's ultimately the goal here. That's why I think all of us are here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What? Not bad, right? Yeah, I got it chopped today, and she's like, "You need to be a middle part," and I don't know how I feel about it. But
it says the super chat is for Laura's hairstylist. Marvelous work, and yes, she look amazing. Me
and Marty don't have that option of ever having
no, we don't.
My hairstylist is a bick in the shower.
Hey, she has plenty for all of us, so that's okay, right?
Oh my God! All right.
So do you still bick yours? I used a Freebird.
I don't know what a Freebird is. That the song?
No, it's it's electrical. Anyway, we'll talk later, man.
Yeah, later. Marty, say your last words before I hop on.
Yes. So what I'm, keeping TiVo's legacy alive. I'm gonna steal his things that Marty watch, right? So I've been watching Arcane. Have you guys watched that?
Yes. I just finished the entire series. Oh my God. I cried at the end.
I began that last night, and I'm into like the third episode, and I tell you what, I like that. I'm
That
really
is one of the
enjoying that a
best
lot.
animated shows ever. The soundtrack,
Love
how
the
beautiful
animation.
every scene's like a painting. Okay, you just got
Yes, I
going.
love the animation. That I really love that animation. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Things
Sorry,
that Marty
no
watch.
spoiler.
You know, we got to do a thing up for me on that one. Anyways, thanks everybody for joining us. It was an awesome show tonight. It was great hanging out with Laura and Gabe as always, and YouTubeites, you guys in the chats, man. You guys are amazing, so knowledgeable. And we thank you for helping us along with the show as well, with all the knowledge that's out there. Thank you for reaching out to us on the sides as well. We appreciate the interaction. You guys are amazing. And thank you for joining as always. We'll see you guys Thursday.
See you later.
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.